there's no way we can straighten this out. It'll crease and tear the metal. So I think it's time that we calling an end to Houston's first fish pond. He'll be home from school in just a little while. Well, what's up, guys? It's Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and while it may be a bright, clean, clear, sunshiny day today, it wasn't a couple nights ago. We had a pretty big windstorm come through and took down a bunch of limbs, and we have one fairly significant damage incident. A huge limb fell, and I'll show it to you in a little bit. Nothing too terribly bad though. We missed out on all the tornadoes and just getting some rain and stuff. And I'm gonna take you guys and walk you around. We're gonna do a little bit of work. I'm gonna try to get some stuff done before Houston gets here. We did luck out. We didn't have any severe damage from tornadoes or anything like that. And I don't want to make it sound like we're had this big devastation. We did have one loss that I know kind of breaks Houston's heart. So this is the back side of our house, and it backs up to where the donkey pen is. I don't know why none of these girls are in the new hot wire pen. They're all just kind of hanging out back here right now. But there's one limb down. We got really fortunate because where it snapped off right there was right above the fence. So luckily that one didn't fall and crush the fence. That'll be easy. I'll get the tractor back here with the grapple, pick it up, and we'll go put it on a burn pile. Where we ran into problems was this limb off of this tree. This is a really large oak tree that's, as you can see, right at the corner of our house. There's our outdoor shower, and it fell right smack dab on top of Houston's pond. Houston's original fish pond that's got his monster bluegill and his bass is crushed, and it only holds about half the water that it should now. It fell right on top of it. Look, I mean, 1 foot, if it had fallen 1 foot over, would have completely missed his pond. Fortunately, it didn't hit the porch or the house or the outdoor shower or Izzy. What are you doing out running around, Izzy? Taking a break from your kittens? So we're going to I'm gonna go ahead and get this limb off of here. I may be able to pick it all up at once and move it, but it's awful big. I probably ought to cut it up. But that means we're gonna be taking Houston's bass and his bluegill out of here. There's the bass right there. There's the bass and the monster bluegill. We haven't shown this much, but man, this little pond right here, we made a ton of content out of this pond over the last couple of years, and I didn't do a very good job of keeping the leaves out of it this winter. I just kind of left it natural, really. But the water's clear. The water's in good shape. We've still got the filter and the pump and everything going. It just has a lot of leaves and stuff. Now, I will say this. The bass and the bluegill and the other little fish that are in here have really kind of been enjoying that limb. But, they aren't able to have much water anymore. So, might as well, I don't know, take it off. We'll probably drain the pond. Probably when Houston gets home, we'll catch the bass and the fish, the other, the bluegill and the other little fish, and take them over to the bass pond and release them there. But I do have a plan for this. I've got an idea. Me and Houston talked about last night, and I think he likes it, so we're gonna do something with it. Izzy, you want to make it a home for your kitties? No, that sounds like a bad idea, huh? I have headphones on. I can't hear you anymore, Duck. No, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. There's a better look at the damage now that we got all the tree limbs out of the way, and it's pretty bad. There's no way we can straighten this out. It'll crease and tear the metal. So I think it's time that we calling an end to Houston's first fish pond. He'll be home from school in just a little while, and you know, we could move like the big bluegill up to the pond up by the house, but really there's not enough space in there. There's a few koi and goldfish in there, so we'll catch the bluegill, the bass, and whatever else is still in here. There's a few small bluegill. The problem is it's going to be hard to catch them because, as you can see, every time they move they stir up the water and it gets really hard to see. So what we'll probably do is use the pump to drain it down until there's very little water in there, and then we should be able to find all the fish. Well, look who finally made it to help. So we're going to catch the bass and the bluegill and all the other little fish and put them in a tub of water. I've been dipping water out of the pond there, and we're going to take them over to the pond, the big pond, and release them. Yes. I'm really excited to see how big this bluegill is in here. And he was huge when we put him in.
He was probably only about this big when we put him in, but he's probably about that big now.
He's big. And the bass has grown quite a bit.
Yeah.
You had 2 bass.
Yeah.
We did lose 1 bass over the winter. Mm-hmm. We had a big rainstorm come in, and it filled the pond up completely, and the bass jumped out. I found him laying on the ground next to the pond. But anyways, we'll get some water out of here, and then I'll basically just flip that around and let the pump suck water out for a little while.
Human ain't gonna be able to bend that very well at all.
No, but
or a wind.
Jeez, it's good on the camera right there, ain't it?
Can't wait to see how big they got. And bluegill is so big that he can't get under the big rock up there. And this hole is still big.
What are you doing in the pond? I can't even see the fish now.
Well, you couldn't even in the first place.
Oh yeah, you could see them until they swam around and stirred up the water.
Yeah.
I will say, this summer would have been our 3rd summer with this little pool pond, and I say pool pond, stock tank pond. You know, we put this thing in. This was Houston's idea. It took him about 2 years to even talk me into building one of these.
Yeah.
And we've got a ton of videos on our channel. When we first built it, you know, stocking all the fish, feeding fish, we bought minnows on Amazon. We caught crawdads, we caught bluegill, we caught everything under the sun to feed them.
We probably could find some crawdads in here. If
I bet the basses probably ate them all.
Yeah.
But it was actually a lot of fun. I think Houston learned a lot over the course of a couple years, and it definitely needed to be drained and cleaned and fixed up anyways. But obviously the tree has ended this one for us, but we had an idea.
I got hold of the bluegill. No, I don't actually.
He might let you catch him. He used to let me pick him up pretty easily. But so what we're thinking about doing, instead of just dumping it out, throwing everything away, crushing it up, and scrapping the metal stock tank.
Ooh, I had him.
What's our idea?
So, if you remember, probably a year or two back, when we met Greg Whitstock, I talked him into giving me a painted red.
I think it's an Eastern painted.
Yeah, Eastern painted red
water turtle.
Water turtle. And I have that in my room. He's about this big.
Yeah, so Houston's turtle's been in an aquarium for, I want to say a year and a half, something like that. Mm-hmm. And what we're thinking about doing is, obviously we can't just fill this up and put a turtle in here. I mean, you could, but
he would climb out right there.
Well, he'd definitely climb out as soon as the water got full. But what we're thinking about doing is probably drilling some holes kind of up here on the high side of this so that it'll only hold maybe 4 inches of water, and then pulling a lot of the rocks and structure to one side, and maybe put some more gravel and things in here so that it has an area where it can get out of the water and not just be up on a rock. Because in the aquarium that it's in, he pretty much just has like a basking stone under a light. So we may try that for a little while. This is really overkill for a turtle that's like 3 inches.
Yeah.
This plastic PVC plug is not exactly easy to turn with a crescent wrench. Probably should have just grabbed a pair of channel lock pliers.
I'm kind of pushing it to you.
I know that bluegill's under that rock somewhere. Oh, here he is, right here. I got him, Houston. I don't know if he's gonna let me hold him.
Sure does net.
Here, get the net over here. Oh, we missed him. Here he is. Here he is. Reach over here with the net. Oh, there he goes. He's looking for a place to hide. You got him. Look at this guy.
He is a freaking monster.
That probably, which he should be, he's been very well fed, but this is probably the biggest bluegill I've ever held. Hey, be still, buddy. I'm gonna get you out of here. Here, look at this thing. Here, let's clean him. Oh! Get up here. Get up here. I mean, this guy is massive. We'll get you over to the pond. Wake up, buddy. You ain't been out of that pond that long. All right, buddy. Come back. I think we stressed him out, and seriously, all this time, you've made it all this time, and we're taking you back to the bass pond, biggest bluegill we've ever seen, and you're gonna stress out on us now? Come on, buddy. There's plenty of oxygen in this water. I just scooped it out of the other one. Come on. All right. Now to catch the bass. There's still 2 or 3 smaller bluegill in here. Nothing like the big guy. But we're gonna try to net this bass. He's about to run out of water to swim, so. Here, let me see your net.
That was actually a lot easier than I thought.
Tricked him. All right, buddy. Here. There you go. Now, I know for sure there's a couple more bluegill in here, but they're hiding right now. They'll have to come out soon, though, won't they?
Yeah.
Got him.
Ah!
Oh, it's a long-eared sunfish. They're pretty, though. This is one we caught out of the creek. It's probably a teeny tiny little thing when we caught it and put it in here, you know it?
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Where'd that bluegill go?
He's still under here, but he's like flatted out. There you go.
He's laying down flat.
Yeah. What to do?
Oh, there he is. Got him.
Ah, it went right in my eye.
That one is pretty big, too. Not near as big as the one we lost in here, but that was probably one that came out of the creek as well.
I can't see it. Hold on. Oh, yeah. I'm very colorful with water.
There's another one. Probably a maybe long-ear bluegill mix. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to hurry up and get them over to the pond. I know there's at least one more. Getting them. There we go. I think that was the last one.
Did you get another one before it?
Yeah, there's another bluegill. Here, I'll just dump him.
Yes.
Here you go, little buddy. Well, I'm a little disappointed in myself. I knew better than to try to pick that bluegill up. You guys can see on video, the big bluegill, we caught him, had him out, I'm showing him to you guys, and he just flat jumped out of my hand and died. He was in here from the beginning, just about.
I mean, he was huge when we caught him.
He was big when we caught him.
So that means he has to be at like 4 years old or something.
Oh, there's no telling how old that bluegill is. But we went ahead and got a scale. Even though we lost him and we're not going to be able to release him back into the pond, part of me wants to eat him. Catch, clean, and cook, right? I don't think we can.
No, we can't do that.
He's a pet fish. I don't think we should eat him. But
we can do a different one.
I am going to weigh him. Okay?
It's huge.
Yep. It's a big bluegill. It's a pits, man. He's been alive in our tank here for like, I don't know, over 2 years. And now we lose him. But let's see how big he is. Got the scale set to pounds. This is a big bluegill. He is almost a pound. 0.866. And, well, I would say I would measure him on here, but he's over 8 inches. There's a scale on here, but I don't really trust that. Or a ruler on there, but that's a big bluegill. And it's the pits we lost him, especially like this. It'd be one thing if he just died in the pond because we didn't do something right. But
I'm trying to get that bass.
I'll let you down and drop your fish, buddy.
It's all right.
All right, let's get out of here. Get these fish to the pond while they got some oxygen in that water. Watered the grass real nice. It should be good, fertile water. It'd be like fertilizer for the grass.
Why make some noise
We're
back
sloshing
there?
some water out.
Yeah.
Might as well take the bluegill down here by the feeder
Yeah.
so they can find some food. They probably won't stay in the same spot, but you never know. Well, we didn't slosh out all the water.
I mean, forget about it.
All right, let's get some fish out of here and get them in the pond.
Let's see what the first fish is gonna be. Oh, nothing, I guess.
Hey, why don't you start on one side and work your way across like that.
Woo! Don't. Thank you.
Why don't you just use the net and put him in the water? That's how we lost a bluegill.
Yeah, sounds good.
Or not.
Hey, it wasn't on the ground then.
That's how you lost your big bluegill.
No,
I
you
can
mean
probably...
You lost my big bluegill?
Yeah. I was gonna say I could probably catch your bass, but it might be kind of hard to hold on to. Oh, yep. Mm-hmm. Let's use the net. What are you doing? There he is. There's the bass. Hey, buddy. Calm down. This thing's grown a lot, really, Houston. Hey, be still. Be still. I wanna look at you before we let you go, buddy. Come on now. Don't be hateful. I can't remember. Did we catch him out of the creek?
Yes, we did.
We did?
Actually.
Well, now he's gonna make his new home in the pond.
Mm-hmm. He's got some teeth on him.
Got some teeth.
That's so cool.
All right. Release the bass. You sure you don't want to eat him first? Catch, clean, and cook?
I'd rather just go to Jimmy Houston's. Oh, there you go. That water is warm.
I got you a whole net full this time.
Oh, nice.
There you go. Just let them all go. Well, they get you all wet and nasty, don't they?
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be like the first catfish ever in this pond.
Nah. I stocked a few once upon a time.
Once upon a time?
Yeah. Our big bluegill didn't make it. Dang it. I feel horrible. That is a monster bluegill, Houston. That's a giant.
That's almost the size of my head.
I mean,
you better not
he's
fish
bigger than my hand. And here's the thing. We know there's bluegill in the pond just like that. I mean, this guy came from here 2 years ago, which he has been hand-fed in your stock tank pond.
Yes.
But I really want to eat him. I think we should do bluegill catch, clean, and cook. Or not. I know you don't want to.
No. We should have come up with a cold today.
No fishing today, but the bluegills are feeding.
Yeah, that's good. Why don't you be snapping, dude?
Yeah, you got a turtle coming in. We'll grow some more big giant bluegill.
Yeah.
Deal?
Deal.
Well, not the ending that I expected. I definitely did not expect to lose that big old bluegill on the day we released him in the pond.
I know.
But that's how it goes sometimes. You don't win them all, and I made a mistake and dropped the fish, and it was over.
It's okay.
I thought I could revive him, but it did not happen, Houston.
It's okay.
But the fish are very active in the pond right now.
They are.
And it's making me want to go fishing.
Hey, there's a turtle right there.
Yep, got a turtle come up. So that's the end of an era on our channel, I guess. No more pool pond. No more stock tank fish pond. Are you kind of sad? A little bit sad?
Yeah, I am kind of.
But hey, guess what? When we built that, the cool thing is, then this is how the world works, Houston. It's how like things happen that bring people together. You wanted to build that thing for like 2 years, and I was like, it's a silly idea, it's a silly idea. We built it, and the videos like took off. They did really, really well. We had a lot of fun, and within like the first week, Greg Whitstock reached out to us.
Yeah.
And
he's like one of the biggest people that make ponds.
Yeah, Greg Whitstock, Team Aquascape. You know, we've done a lot of stuff with Greg over the years. He ended up coming out, and his guys come out from Aquascape and built Houston the other pond with the waterfall and all that stuff that's like 1,000 times nicer than what we built. But that simple little act of building that pond and, you know, something that you were inspired to do, you know, all of a sudden Greg reached out to us, and we got to meet Greg and got to become friends with Greg. And we're actually going to be going back to his place, I think, this summer for some cool content stuff at Aqualand. Houston got to go jump off a big high rock cliff at Aqualand.
That's actually how I got my turtle. Just saying. It
is. But, you know, those little things that we do, you just never know what kind of doors that God's going to open up for you. And had we not built that little stock tank pond, we wouldn't have got to meet Greg and Brian and all the guys
fishing, from Blake's Exotic Animal Ranch.
Yeah, all the people. I mean, it's opened up so many opportunities.
I've learned pond stuff from Blake's Exotic Animal Ranch, raw fishing, Mike.
Oh, Monster Mike?
Yeah, Monster Mike. Yeah, Monster Mike.
Ton of people. Paul Cafaro, you watch him some. So it's just opened up a whole new world for us, and it's been something that we enjoyed doing together and got to make some friends along the way. And who knows, when we keep it up, we might have a really big aquascape pond that we could actually like swim in our yard someday. I don't know.
I mean, we still could.
Still could.
It's just not much room.
We'll have to find somewhere to do that. So,
yeah.
Anyways, I guess that's going to wrap it up since we're all done and we lost your bluegill.
It's okay. I forgive you. So, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, we'll see you on the next video. Peace.